Okay. We are going to be focusing on how to use the gray band and especially how to work your glute muscles. So we're just going to cover 5 to 6 exercises that you can do in a circuit. So you're going to do these 2 to 3 times, and you're going to do 10 reps of each move. And so as I'm doing this, I won't talk through it, but I will voice over what you're supposed to be doing. And then I would use the gray for all of these and see how you feel, like how sore you are. If you have pink or black, you can use those too. So enjoy this glute focused workout that's going to work the medial glute, the under maximus, you have 2, and then the medius, which is going to be on the outside. So minimus, maximus, and medius, medial glute. So enjoy this. Okay, so I am laying on my side, my core is engaged, and I'm resting my head on my hand. I'm really focusing on squeezing and taking my time with the move. And if it's too hard to lift up and open, you can keep the heels together. This one I feel really in the bottom as well as in the middle of my glute when I open versus just doing a regular clamshell where I don't lift that foot. Okay, now this is an unstable surface. So if you don't have a ball or you're not stable, just hang tight. Don't do it with the ball. But this is a hip thrust on a ball, which really works your core and really engages the glutes more so than just a bridge. And I'm really pinching my glutes together and keeping my core engaged. Now this I tried on the ball, and I've never tried it on the ball before. It's a hyper bridge. It's much more advanced, or hyper hip thrust. So only complete it if you don't wobble, which you will see I even wobbled a little bit. Yep. And that's okay. A little bit is normal. But if you can't really balance, you don't want to be doing these moves. This one I've got my feet together and my knees pushed out the entire time, which is really great burn on the upper glute and the middle glute. Now, this is going to be for anyone who needs a stable surface, or you're just wanting more resistance. So I could even put some weights on my hip, but for now, we're just going to do a basic hip thrust and really make sure that you aren't feeling any pain during those moves. Okay, and these, I know they're simple, kickbacks, donkey kicks, whatever you call them, but they really engage that upper and middle glute, which is really hard to engage, especially if your adductors, and abductors always fire. So this one you want a flexed foot, and you're really pressing up, keeping 90 degrees in your knee, and you're not arching your back. Keep your core engaged the whole move. Now this one, it looks kind of funny, but it is called a single leg camel. Or it's kind of sort of like a single leg squat, but you're kneeling. And this is engaging your glutes. It's also kind of stretching your hamstring and your adductors. And you really have to sit your hips back. So you can see, I'm going to show you the terrible angle from behind, but just that way you can see how the glutes are working and how they really have to stabilize and take over so my legs aren't doing all of the work and my knees aren't getting tired. And it really, the glute that is touching the shoe is the one that's working. The other one's just kind of being stretched and stabilizing. If this feels awkward or painful, don't do it. This is just your basic camel. So both feet are back. You're sitting your hips back and squeezing forward. Now you don't want to lift your knees up like I just did. Keep your knees pressed in. Keep your chest up and your core tight. Now all those moves that I did, you can do all of them without the band. This is just me showing you how to do the kick up without the band. And you're still going to feel the resistance. If anything, you have a little bit more control. And sometimes it's good to just do all these moves without a band and get used to them. And these are the hyper bridges, very beginner level. So just no ball, no bench. You're doing a bridge on the ground. Now, if you have trouble engaging your glutes, I recommend a pillow or a ball to really help you to engage and squeeze. So you can just do basic bridges.